Transcripts are a really important process of creating a good AI outcome. And the reason for that is because they take all of the nuances of the conversation and allow you to throw them into your prompting, giving you exceptional outcomes. And you can do so many amazing things with this. In this video, I'm going to cover 3 ways I primarily get transcripts. The first is simple with your phone. Most Apple devices, Samsung devices, Google devices now allow you to record conversations, and those conversations are then saved to your notes, which can be used as transcripts. The second one is a physical device. I like to use something called the Pocket AI, search that. And this tool allows me to do it completely offline, very easy to use. It has an MCP, which means I can take conversations from the Pocket, move it over into my Claude conversation. And then the third one is what we're doing right now. This can be a Zoom meeting, a Teams meeting, etc. In the AI age, transcripts are gold. Nothing can get done without them. So I highly encourage you to make transcripts as a part of your culture. So let's get into it right now on how to do this with the iPhone in a really simple way. The transcripts are going to make the prompts way better. So there's so many different ways that you can do it, but starting with the iPhone. In your notes, if you're using an iPhone, you should see a tab that says call recordings. I'll lower my notes here so you can actually see it. And you can see that anytime you do any sort of phone call recording on your iPhone, you'll see that the call recordings will be here. So here's 2 of them that I've had over the last 30 days. I've been using more of the Pocket device, which I'll discuss later in this video. You can go ahead and just see that the transcript's here, right? And so it's very easy. I can copy the transcript. You can't see that. Let me just pull that in the window here so you can see it. You can copy the transcript, and then inside of your Claude or whatever tool you're using, you could just go ahead and paste it. And so now you have the entire conversation as a starting prompting point. And that's going to allow everything to get better for you. So again, I can combine this with a skill. I can prompt this however I see fit, or I can just save it and for something in the near future. But what's important is after I had a conversation with the customer, I recorded it. Now I have a transcript that's going to make everything better for me. So that's how you really do it with the iPhone. Now with the Pocket AI, if this is going to be something that you're going to use, unlike the iPhone or unlike a phone call, it's not going to tell the person you're recording the meeting. So I'll leave that up to you. I'll leave that up to the state that you're working in. In the state of Connecticut, which is where I am, we have to disclose that we are recording a conversation just in general. So it's good if you ask the customer or ask whoever you're working with if you can record the conversation and explaining to them why. So this one's really simple and easy to use. There is a little button up here where you can use to turn it on, and you can see that little blue light will have it turned on. And then when you press the button, it'll turn white, and that white button right there, or white signal right there, is that it's now recording. So it's actually listening to the conversation right now and it's transcribing it real time. When I'm done, I can click that button again and it'll stop recording. And now I can take that data and I can put it into Claude. I can download the transcript manually. I can access it on my phone. And there's a really cool button up top here where you can turn it on for phone calls. So right there, it's not on for phone calls, but you can also turn it on for phone calls if you don't want to record directly on your device. Now keep in mind, when you do that, it's not going to tell them that it's recording. So do with that what you will, but ultimately, here's how I use the Pocket to gather in-person conversations to use as transcripts. So with the Pocket, I can access it on my mobile device or I can access it on my desktop app. Right now I'm on my desktop app. So the sync button here is going to allow me to sync so that every time I have a new conversation, it will actually just sync automatically to my computer. But I do this on the mobile version as I showed you before. On the desktop app, I can just go in here and I can look at the different notes from the conversation that I had in person, and I can go ahead and just copy the transcript. So over here, I can go ahead and do all of these different things here, viewing the transcript, and that's going to allow me to actually go ahead and take the transcript specifically and copy it. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. And then once I do that, I can now use this also as prompting when I do whatever it is that I'm going to do inside of Claude. So this, I can run a specific skill and it'll have all of the transcript details there before. And what this is gonna allow me to do is every time I do an in-person meeting with somebody, I'm actually gonna be able to take what they said and put it into a document like this. One of the main reasons I use Pocket 2 is it has an MCP. So I can go ahead and prompt it like this. It's set up inside of my connectors. And as you can see, if I go down here and I go to connectors, you can see that Pocket is one of the ones that are set up. And then I can go ahead and run it. And there you go. So that will give me the entire transcript, a summary of the transcript, everything that I need inside of my actual Claude account just using the Pocket MCP. So Pocket's pretty cool, right? The most simple, probably the most obvious, is your video conferencing. Remote work has become really important. A lot of people do it. A lot of people manage clients this way. And so video conferencing is another great opportunity for you to get these transcripts. For us, we use Zoom. You might use Teams. You might use another platform. Regardless of what you're using, it's an opportunity for you to get transcripts for you to enhance your marketing. So here's how we do it. No matter where you are doing your web conferencing, we use Zoom, but you can use Teams, you can use, all of these other different tools, and most of them should give you the recordings and transcripts. So make it a habit to record every single conversation so that you get a transcript towards the end. Zoom is nice because you don't have to technically record it to get the transcript. It could just do it. And then at the bottom here, you can click that copy button where you'll copy the transcript automatically. And then inside of Claude, you'll be able to paste it and then run whatever skill it is that you want. So again, this is really going for that transcript-first culture that's going to turn everything that you do into a transcript so that you can make your projects smarter, but also prompt skills better. And finally, there is way more ways that you can do this and personalize it to your situation. For us though, it's call recording. Whenever we're working with a customer that's engaged in some sort of marketing package, we're typically listening to their phone calls using AI. Those conversations are turned into transcripts that we can then use to make content for them on an ongoing basis. So here's how we use our preferred tool, which is called CallRail, but this can work with any phone system, any call recording tool, anything that's listening to conversations at scale and providing you with transcripts. If a business is recording their phone calls, whether they want to see if they're getting good leads, whether they're just doing it to listen to staff and see how they answer phones, that is valuable transcript data that you can use to do your marketing. So in this example, our agency uses a tool called CallRail, and the tool will listen to the conversation, as you can see below, to what was said and what was said back by the agent, and it will provide us with a transcript of the entire conversation, as you can see on the bottom right. This information can be pulled directly into Claude to utilize for content on an ongoing basis. There is going to be a full CallRail breakdown on how we utilize that in the MCP in a future video, but any business utilizing call tracking and getting transcripts of each conversation can utilize this to better inform their marketing decisions and pull that data directly into Claude. Okay, so let's recap. What's the primary objective of establishing a transcript-first culture? Well, it's easy to transform every interaction into a reusable asset for AI, specifically for your prompting. A physical pocket AI device signals that active recording is being done when it displays a white light. If it is blue, it is not recording. So make sure that if you want to capture something, the white light is turned on. How does the MCP optimize the workflow? Really what that's doing is it's automating the syncing of transcripts to the AI workspace so that you don't manually have to do copy and pasting after you record something. Very useful. You cannot do this with the iPhone right now or the Google phone. So just make sure that you understand using the Pocket AI is going to allow you to do this automatically. In two-party consent states like Connecticut, what should be communicated to a client alongside the request for permission to record? I like to do the value proposition of the recording, such as ensuring accuracy and providing better service. Our clients want better service, so that's usually an easy conversation. In large-scale environments, what is the primary application of processing data from places like CallRail into Claude? Very simple, to generate ongoing marketed content ideas and execution for the client themselves. Again, there's going to be a huge topic of conversation about this in the newer video. So that's it for this one, guys. Thanks for watching. This is how to create a transcript-first culture.